factor to you. It can become your habit. Make it your habit to always create and to add value, to meet needs, to solve problems through products and services and whatever else that you can do or offer. So today you and I can create a shift to a new level. We can create new streams of income entirely if we will sit down to take stock. So, why am I being paid today? In other words, what's the value that I add at this particular point in time? Is there any way I can take the value adding to a new level entirely? Asking those questions can change your life. Asking those questions can bring answers to you that you never contemplated before. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the doors will be open to you. In life, what you ask is what you receive. The kind of questions that you ask will determine the kind of answers that you get. There are answers right now lying within the range of your imagination. Answers, breakthrough ideas that will spring up to you if you would ask the right questions. Remember, the flow of money obeys the law of cause and effect. You can cause it. The flow of money to you is just an effect. The cause, adding value. I want to encourage you to sit down today and to take stock. You have gifts. You have talents. The thing about talents is that they act as leverage for you. They help you to achieve big results with minimum effort or with average effort. That's the sign you are talented. That's the sign you are gifted. You just find out your mind works in a particular way that other people's minds don't work. It's a talent. It's a gift. It may be musical in nature. Some people writing songs, some singing the songs. But there is something that you have the ability to do. Identify it because it will help you earn money faster. For some, it's athletic ability. It's sports. Today, people earn huge amounts of money through their athletic or sporting abilities. For some people, it's just their beauty. It's their physical appearance. Very interesting. For some, it's their voice. For some, it's their ability to imitate. You know, they can act. For some, it's just simple comedy. It's remarkable the different things you could do. Areas where you could add value and have money flowing to you in direct proportion. What do you enjoy doing? What do you love to do? What do you find it easy to do? I want you to identify those things. And then the next dimension is how can you develop them and present them in a way that people will be willing to part with their money to enjoy the products or services that you have to offer. You and I today are experiencing a shift to a new level entirely. I see breakthroughs coming in your finances. I see new levels, new dimensions. You're going to be working with figures you never worked with before. Now, I want you to overcome your doubts and to believe. What you believe is what you become. I remember that famous statement again in the scriptures. According to your faith, so be it to you. As you watch this broadcast, don't consign yourself to the bottom of the ladder in the society. Don't tell yourself, look, I've had something like this before. I've tried. It's never worked. Never, ever accept mediocrity as your destiny. You've got to believe to rise. You've got to believe to become. And I believe that if you and I will align with the principles that guarantee the flow of money, it will happen. I believe sincerely that our discussing together today will mark the end of poverty for someone. The days of lack are over. New avenues of provision, are going to open up for you. Keep on believing. This is Success Power. We're discussing the topic, money is a means of exchange, and I'll be back after this break. Success Power. Welcome back. This is Success Power. We're discussing the topic, money is a means of exchange. Now, we have established one clear fact. Money is a means of exchange of value. And there are different ways that we can add value. We started from the basic understanding that people did business before through barter. They bought products or services which they exchanged for other products or services from other people. When that became very cumbersome, then people invented money to represent the value of the product or service that they had. That made transactions easier. Today people want the money, but they are not talking about the value anymore. Adding value has to do with meeting needs, offering products or services to meet people's needs or to solve their problems. That is how you create value. My encouragement now is when you have found the place where you can offer value in an unusual way, you need to make sure that you do it at the highest level that you can. If you are adding value already, I want to encourage you to increase the quantity of the value that you add. Then we'll also talk about the quality of the value that you add. Let's talk about the quantity. Now, I trained as an engineer, but then somewhere along the line, I discovered I had a gift for teaching, a gift for acquiring knowledge, for arranging and rearranging it, and for communicating it in a way that people can apply it with results. In the first place, when I read or when I acquire knowledge, what I'm looking for is what to apply. I have little patience for theoretical knowledge that can be of no use to me or to anyone. I can take complex knowledge sometimes and just break it down simply into steps that the average person can understand and use. Over time, I started out with that before I now realized how much people need to know what to do. Nobody was born with wisdom. We acquire wisdom. All that I know, I learned. All that I have learned is not all there is to know. So I have a strong taste for learning, for reading. As I do, I discover things, I apply them, especially principles. I get results. Then I have a strong desire to communicate this truth to people. It is truth really that makes free. And it took me time before I realized how much what I have is needed. So what did I do? I started my teaching from my bedroom. No one would invite me to do anything anyway. So I would look into the mirror and teach and communicate knowledge. I began to study teachers, people who communicate knowledge and wisdom. I began to pick clues from them on how to do it, and I began to do it. Interestingly, my friends began to invite me to speak at their birthday ceremonies. Interesting. One of my friends still has the photo of the day I was speaking at his birthday. Very interesting, okay? Many years ago, over 20 years ago. Then, student groups began to invite me to speak. So I began to get more and more opportunities to speak, to teach, I made the best use of them.